Cool. So I think we have enough people who have joined. So I would like to, start without wasting any further time. So I wanted to take this session where the theme is to, break down my own personal portfolio, how the journey has been for myself with money. From the time I started earning till particularly, today, this current phase in life. What all phases I've gone through, what kind of things I've seen, what kind of things I've started, what kind of things I've stopped, what kind of things I'm continuing, what are the rationale behind it, what kind of returns I've made, what kind of winners I have, what kind of losers I have, uh, and telling it outright that people who were expecting that there would be some disclosure on numbers, so there are no numbers as such that you would be taking away from the session. But yes, there's a lot of wisdom nuggets that you can take. A lot of things might be known to you, a lot of things might not be known to you, but yeah, we would like to sort of stick to my own journey. So I'm just trying to share what has been my personal story, my personal journey with money. Okay. So before we begin, there's a quick snippet about who I am, what I do, what I have done in my life. There are a lot of people on the session who know me personally. There are a lot of people who are seeing me for the first time. But just a quick intro: I'm currently working and operating out of Bangalore. I work with a startup, a very early stage fintech startup called Stable Money. What we are building is India's largest marketplace for fixed income instruments, and we have started with the first primary category into fixed deposits. So we are operating as an Amazon for FDs, where sellers are banks, and as a consumer, you can come and you can book an FD in any particular bank. At the moment, we have three small finance banks live and two NBFCs live. We are planning to sort of grow the portfolio. The company has been into existence for a year. I have joined in the month of March, so for me, it has been roughly 4.5 months until now. Prior to this, I was working in Gurgaon. I was working with a Series B startup called Fashionza. There, I exited as the chief of staff, primarily operating around strategy and operations. Prior to that, I also had another exposure of a very small stage startup called Airblack. So, all in all, the past around 5-6 years, I have been into different stages and different scale of startups, very different industries. So, I call myself as a generalist. I call myself as an operator. If you put me into a business, I know how to operate that business, how I know how to create operating models and operating systems for those businesses. And that has been my core expertise that I've been building over the past 7.5 years. I also had a failed startup stint. A lot of people don't talk about their failures. So back in 2021, I wanted to build a social investing app, which was somewhat a very very advanced version of how our WhatsApp community is running today. I wanted to build a product called Finiso with a couple of my friends. We wanted to build a platform where people can invest together, people can learn from their people from their social network who have already built a decent portfolio, what kind of investment activities, investment decisions their network people do. So the concept was around that, but I was not really able to pull it off for certain reasons. I exited, or sort of closed that chapters in early 2022, and then moved to Fashionza, which was my last stint. Currently, as some of us except Ajay sir, everyone else is coming from classic compounders. So today I also run a micro community. I call it micro because we are somewhere around 100 in number. The concept for the community is to be a very closed social net group where we talk everything around personal finances and investing. This goes back to my own thesis of building Fini, so that I personally feel that investing is something which is very very, which has always remained very very personal. But I feel that if investing becomes a social element of our life, there's a lot of value creation that can happen. There's a lot of value that as an individual we can unlock. Apart from all of this, I am a very big believer of manufacturing as a space, job creation as a space, and because of my own personal finance journey, have learned investing, and now today believe that investing is a superpower that you can have as an individual. So that's all about me. I'll probably jump into my timeline. So I've also tried to plot my personal finance timeline. So the first milestone or a first check post that you see on my timeline is the first money that I earned. The first money that I earned was back in college when I was in my third year. I did an internship with ITC Group, and earned my first lakh as as an earning, or which was technically the internship stipend. Fast forward 1 year, I graduated and joined ITC because my internship got converted into a pre-placement offer. Joined them, worked there for about 2 years before diving into the startup ecosystem. So June 16, I got my first lakh as my internship stipend. June 17 is when I formally enter workforce, start earning on a monthly basis. My first investment, formal investment was my first mutual fund ELSS lump sum, which I parked in March of 18 for the financial year 17-18, for which was technically my first work experience here. Between March 18 to October 2020, which was the peak of COVID phase one, I did not do much around personal finances. I never took it on as an onus to learn about personal finances. Was not curious about personal finances at all. But I think I'm so sorry. I'll just add someone who has just joined. Yeah. I hope my audio was clear. Anyone can just unmute and let me know if everything is fine. Okay, okay, thank you. Yeah, so fast forward to October 2020, which was the peak of COVID. I think between my first mutual fund ELSS investment to peak of COVID, as I said, I was not really into personal finances. Kya seekhte hain? What are different instruments? How do people invest? What kind of portfolios people construct and all that. But I think October 2020, when I went back home, had ample amount of time to reflect, because we were working out of home, cut off from our social circles, isolated at our hometowns. I think that was a great time for me to start reflecting, reading, and watching more content around finances. And I think on a serious note, my personal finance journey truly started during the COVID time. And I would personally believe this was the defining moment when I first bought my first individual stock, which was on Muhurat of 2020 Diwali, where I went ahead and put in 10,000 rupees in four different stocks. कि हाँ ठीक है, यहाँ से start करते, let me come out of that fear bubble. कि यार stocks होता क्या है, कैसे invest करेंगे and all that, whatever it is, let's go and jump into it and let's start experiencing it by doing it. So I think the journey started from there, and there has been no looking back. Fast forward Feb 2022, in between October 20 to Feb 2022 was a phase where I discovered, I read so much around personal finances that I really wanted to build a product on personal finance, which I just talked about in the previous slide, that I wanted to build a product called Finiso. That did not pan out. But during that time also, I did not learn much about instruments. I did not learn much about investment. I did not increase my investment corpus as such. I was still a very, very passive investor, as a, from a style point of view. I was not a very active investor. I was never tracking my net worth. I was never tracking my expenses, doing nothing around money. But still wanted to build something in finance or fintech, which was very, very ironical at that time. I kind of also laugh upon on that kind of a mindset looking back. But I think that changed a lot of things personally. It gave me a direction. It gave me a confidence around why personal finance and social finance is important, why social investing or personal investing is important, why you should go out and try everything which is available out there, why you should not be feared of any instrument, why you should not get any compulsions in trying out something new. So I think that sort of changed me personally, my personal behavior, my personal investment behavior quite a lot. Fast forward Feb 2022 was the time when I started exploring small cases. Those who have not explored small cases will talk briefly during the session what small cases are, how you can explore small cases, and what kind of small cases I have subscribed to, and what kind of returns I have made on those small cases. We'll quickly take a look at that during the session also. Between Feb 2022 to July 2023, I was primarily investing via mutual funds and small case, not doing much of active investments. Even though I would call I will put small cases into the category of active investments, but I think it is largely passive in nature because someone else is managing that particular portfolio. You are not. So fast forward July 2023, which is roughly about a year and a half back, was when I started building my own personal portfolio. That okay, I will create a side portfolio where I will do trading, investments, whatever I want to do with some amount of corpus, and slowly start growing that particular side portfolio as and when I get more confident with whatever I was trying to learn and implement. And between July and October, if you can see, it was a matter of 5 to 6 months. I gained so much of confidence. Maybe it was too hasty a move or too fast forward a move. But yeah, October 2023 last year, was the first ever time when I took a call option. So I started my FNO journey as well. So it has been a total approx timeline of 8.25 years, just little over 8 years. And this is how my entire journey looks like. Nothing extraordinary. I've not hit a certain, X number or certain, X amount of X n number of multi baggers or anything like that. I've been a very, very average kind of an investor. But I think the story that I want to put forward is that even most of us, despite being average investors or despite being, a common, normal investor, we fail to understand how much opportunities are existing out there. So I think with the session, I just want to, sort of reflect on my own journey and share that story so that some of the, things you can pick up on your own journey